A modern passenger plane accidentally traveled through time and ended up above the battlefields of World War II. The captain looked at the battlefield filled with gunfire and thought it was a fireworks display, but the next moment, the radar detected an unknown object approaching rapidly. Soon after, several German fighter planes appeared on both sides of the passenger plane. Seeing this, the captain immediately accelerated and then pulled up sharply, flying to an altitude of 10,000 meters. He thought he had successfully shaken off the fighter planes, but to his surprise, they quickly caught up. They launched an attack, but fortunately, the bullets couldn't penetrate the fuselage. Seeing this, the fighter planes immediately changed direction and flew under the passenger plane, firing wildly. The bullets pierced the bottom of the passenger plane, and the co-pilot was unfortunately hit. Then the fighter planes flew in front of the passenger plane, trying to blow up its engines. Just as the passenger plane was about to be destroyed, the captain immediately piloted it into a vertical dive. The German fighter planes kept chasing. At 100 meters above the ground, the passenger plane suddenly pulled up sharply, while the fighter planes, whose engines couldn't match the passenger plane's performance, failed to pull up in time and crashed. However, just as the captain was relieved to have survived, two more German fighter planes appeared, one in front and one behind, and attacked the passenger plane. The captain immediately maneuvered the passenger plane into a roll to dodge the bullets, but at that moment, the fighter planes fired missiles. The shockwave from the explosion instantly shattered the passenger plane's windows, but fortunately, it didn't hit any vital parts. To escape the pursuit of the German fighter planes, the captain could only accelerate and head straight for the oncoming planes, then pulled up sharply at the right moment. The two fighter planes couldn't dodge in time and collided in midair. Although the passenger plane escaped again, the constant climbing and diving had depleted its fuel, and the German fighter planes could catch up at any moment. The captain tried to call for help on the radio and managed to contact a British communicator, but since the captain didn't know his exact location, the British couldn't send a rescue team. At this point, a passenger suggested dropping the radar from the plane. If the British could find the radar, they could determine their approximate location. Immediately, the co-pilot removed the radar from the plane, and the flight attendant made a makeshift parachute out of a plastic bag. After preparations, the co-pilot opened the cabin door and threw the radar out. But as soon as it landed, the Germans discovered it. Fortunately, the British arrived in time, and after a fierce gunfight, they successfully seized the radar. After learning the approximate location from the communicator, the British officer immediately found his superior and requested that fighter planes be sent for support right away. On the other side, because of severe damage, the passenger plane could only fly at a low altitude and was soon spotted by German fighter planes. The next moment, the passenger plane was hit by a missile, leaving a huge hole in the fuselage. The strong airflow instantly sucked out a passenger, and the plane began to shake violently. The captain could only accelerate to escape. With fuel running low, at a critical moment, the British fighter planes arrived just in time and instantly took down the two German fighter planes. Then they began guiding the passenger plane to the airport for landing. But just then, a sudden white light appeared, and the passenger plane was instantly sucked in, traveling back to its original flight path. The captain immediately contacted the nearest airport to clear the runway for an emergency landing. Finally, the passenger plane successfully landed at the closest airport.